But welcome back to the Gentleman of Crypto, episode 201. Good morning, warriors. I am King.
And I'm Bitcoin Zay, and we are here to bridge the gap between cryptocurrency and the community Monday through Friday at 10-ish.
Having a few technical difficulties, of course, today, so we're going a bit slower.
It's the heat. It's too hot.
It is the heat, probably.
Too hot for technology.
Too hot for tech. But looks like we're good to go. Discount for all our crypto warriors. Looks like our discount thing is about $250 off the World CryptoCon tickets at the end of October 31st, November 2nd in Las Vegas. We'll be some of the people there for YouTube. We may possibly be speaking as well. So we'll make sure we put that in the box.
I'm saying something. I don't know if they're
What's going on, Alex Daly, Antonio, D Troop 7695, Crypto Q, Jizzy Mac, God TV, Close 71, John Siebert. Dan the man, good morning.
What's going on with you?
All right, so one of our overlays is down, so we can't show you the articles, but we surely can talk about them today. But before we get into it, who won the free Satoshis from last week?
Oh, yeah. So our free Satoshis winner, based on our question, as you know, our 200th episode, we asked what was your favorite episode or favorite moments that we've had over the past 200 episodes. And the winner is Samuel Akwa.
Samuel.
Thank you for your comment. I believe this is second time winning.
Yeah, I think so too. I heard it.
Yeah, and I was say great comment. Basically stating that his favorite part is when we talk about dinos of the day and we call out the Diddley gang, which is a lot of people's favorite, mainly because these people. That this is a totally different technology, different world, and some of these people have no clue what they're talking about. So we definitely got to call them out. So thank you, Samuel.
And then shout out to Crypto Q and Sergeant Crypto for the Dino of the Days and Deadly Gang.
Absolutely.
Keywords in general. Also want to give a shout out to Ready Player One, I think. Ready Gamer One, Ready Player One, the movie that just came out. If you haven't seen it, it's about technology in general, not necessarily crypto at all, even though they do have like an in-game coin system about how you purchase things. But I think it's a very interesting movie to look at when it comes to new technology and how people are trying to harness that technology to use it. So I think everybody involved in crypto, cyberpunk, Bancor report security breach, and they remain down for maintenance. As of now, as an hour ago, they're still down. But decentralized cryptocurrency platform Bancor halted operations today as it investigates what it called a security breach, reportedly involving over $12 million. Looks like a Twitter post confirmed the breach, and Bancor halted those operations, which says it's specifically to allow investigative work prior to full statement being released shortly.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well,
so what's going on there?
Yeah, well, as you know, with exchanges, which we'll talk about a little bit more later, with exchanges, even if it's a decentralized exchange, they can have security bugs. And, you know, we've seen it with plenty of regular centralized exchanges, and now you see some with decentralized exchanges since they're becoming popular. One of the biggest things about Bancor is that its ability to seamlessly switch between different coins and the ability to use their Bancor token, which there are a couple platforms like that. However, if your platform is not secure, it doesn't matter what your token is or how much it costs or how cheap it is. If there's any type of security breach like we see here, then you'll start to see that price collapse. They'll expose you. And most of the security breaches that happen, if they do recover quickly, that price dip is just a blip on the screen and then it comes back. However, if it's an ongoing thing, which can happen with small exchanges, then you may see some issues long term. So right now you want to make sure you keep your own assets. But from a security standpoint, you shouldn't have them on Bancor because you can't store them on Bancor. Right. So that's good to know. It's really mostly affecting people who own Bancor and who have anything stored on that platform. But everybody else should be fine. So.
All right, and shout out to Rogue, Dex, and Gabriel Hernandez, Blockchain Shuja. Want to talk about some breaking news. It looks like Chats with Decentralized, one of our crypto warriors here, said he just got robbed for $1.5 million USD. I hope that is not the truth. Chats with Decentralized.
Oh, man.
He said by two dudes and some guns and a taser in his house.
Wow.
When did this happen? He said it looks like he got hit for his smart cash he had.
Oh, man. Dang.
Wow.
Yeah, sorry to hear that, man.
May 1st. Let us know how that turns out. We definitely want to talk about that and see what happened wrong there so other people can avoid it, man.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I hope everything works out. They came to your house.
Yeah, we got to keep the Warriors safe.
That's somebody you know. That's somebody you know.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, man. Let us know what happens with it. Next story up. Ethereum's Vitalik Buterin blasts centralized crypto exchanges and says, I hope they burn in hell with the whatchamacallit voice. What's his voice?
Oh, man.
With the Samuel L. Jackson. Samuel L. Jackson.
And I hope they burn in hell.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Looks like Vitalik Buterin, of course, is becoming more and more outspoken as he ages, which we love, we enjoy. He's saying that he hopes centralized exchanges will burn in hell, as we do as well, Vitalik. We need one of you geniuses to make a very good working liquid DEX, though.
Yeah, and I mean, with his comments, you know, young bobblehead, he basically is talking out against himself because the DAO was the most centralized thing there is. But I can see why he has his gripe, simply because he has on his Ethereum network, there are a lot of coins that are being built, a lot of dApps. And they can't get listed because some of these exchanges are, you know, charging $10-15 million,
which was way over. We thought it was like a couple mil or something.
I thought it was
first reports.
Yeah, I thought it was.
They charging $15 million to get listed,
just to get listed.
So that means you do have to set aside that 20% of your project just for just biasing and all that, right?
Yeah,
that's ridiculous. That is ridiculous.
That is ridiculous. Yeah, so
that's how they become billionaires.
It's just funny coming from him because, you know, he has his centralization stuff going on, but it is a problem. That is something that centralized exchanges, I think they're just having a money grab right now. They see the writing on the wall. They're getting blasted with regulations. They got FINRA coming after them. You got the IRS telling us to send us reports. The SEC telling us to send you reports. So most centralized exchanges, they either don't have the money to operate, or they do have the money and they don't want the stress that it takes to operate. And I think that's going to come, you know, rapidly over the next year or two. So decentralized exchanges are coming. However, there are none that are completely reliable because, as we stated earlier, Bancor just got hit with a security thing. So, and I know altcoin.io's testnet just launched today. There are a few other decentralized exchanges, but Vitalik is basically, you know, one of those people. He's made enough money to say what he wants, and I'm sure he'll, you know, keep going to bat for decentralized exchanges as long as his network is using them. So
yeah, he called it them having the crypto community should be able to take away their quote stupid king making power. Again, not the most, you know, professional way to say it, but definitely get what he's saying. We talked about this before. It is ridiculous that Brian Armstrong, who's just running a business in the crypto space, has as much influence and power as he should over the community. When we know you're working with the boys, man.
I know, right?
Right? No one wants to play.
You already sat down with the boys.
With the ABC game, but you're doing it. So going back to chats with Decentralized, again, this is a breaking story. He's saying that, he's saying he's going to get some weapons next time. And yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate. And yeah, he's trying to take it off. He said he has PTSD from it. We understand, you know, we just tight. We got our wounds from this industry as well, so we understand what you're going through. And yeah, there's no other way to say it, but that is just, it's terrible, man.
Yeah, stay safe out here.
I really hope you can figure that thing out. But yeah, I'm not gonna say anything else crazy live. No.
Yeah, no, right.
But yeah, if you can figure it out and figure out who did it, man, you know, more power to you. Get that back.
Oh yeah.
YouTube added as defendant in class action lawsuit against Bitconnect. That is right. Bitconnect is not going. It's here to stay.
It's not going away.
Still some angry customers. Looks like the lawsuit was initially filed on January 24th by 6 individuals represented by law firm Silver Miller. They claimed, of course, that the investment platform Bitconnect issued crypto tokens that were unregistered securities. It looks like they're just telling them to get their money back. But what's even more important is that per court documents acquired by Cointelegraph, Bitconnect and its affiliate parties posted a number of promotional videos on YouTube, which were deemed inappropriate as material allegedly lured potential investors to a fraudulent investment scheme. YouTube is said to have failed to delist and demonetize the published videos, which exposed countless YouTube users to injurious videos and illegally promoted investments. Looks like the top 10 Bitconnect affiliates on YouTube. We know who some of those top 10 are. We can go ahead and say, was it Craig Wright?
Yeah.
Bitcoin Trades, Crypto Nick.
Yeah, it's a few of them.
It was a few of them. Looks like they generated over 58 million views. Those YouTube videos, those from the affiliates, have more than 70,000 hours of unedited content and about 58 million views.
All them videos in the Miami condos must have been paying off.
Right? Exactly. They say notably a fair number of users notified YouTube of fraudulent activity by Bitconnect, posting videos with titles such as how Bitconnect scam works in great detail. Again, I get what they're saying, but to me, this is a shot in the dark. They say YouTube failed as a gatekeeper to protect its users from and warn its users of the very harm YouTube set out to prevent with its advertising protocol and proprietary algorithms. There is no way for YouTube to know that the Bitconnect people were the Bitconnect. It's that simple. Talk about reaching. This is reaching, and this is what we don't want to see in spaces. Every time you get your little boo-boo. Again, Chats Decentralized, one of our in-house warriors, looks like he may have just got ripped off for $15 million. We've been through the watch too, people. We went through it when it comes to hackers and all that good stuff too. As the Bitconnect people have, we've been there as well. Just about everyone in the entire space has. So if you think multi-billion-dollar company Google or YouTube, which is owned by a multi-billion-dollar company Google now, is going to placate to any lawsuit that has to do with advertising,
come on, man.
That's just a waste of time and money.
Playing yourself. And I like this quote where the guy says, as the old saying goes, sometimes you lie down with dogs, you get fleas. Right. Yeah, that's if you voluntarily lay down with a dog. If the dog comes and lays beside you and you don't know it, that's a different thing. And that's exactly what Bitconnect did. They just blasted on YouTube. They had a bunch of promotions. By the time YouTube got around to it, it's too late. And on top of that, with the YouTube review process, it takes time. Like they have to review over time to build a case.
Manually review. Which they don't know.
They don't usually.
If you got a random 22-year-old intern reviewing videos for violence, and things along that nature, things that can get people seriously injured or killed. And you're talking about something about Bitconnect, and there's 1,000 coins coming out at the same time. Yeah, they don't have time to do their due diligence, just like you didn't have time to do your due diligence on it. Yep. You actually invested in it. They're just looking at it for They're just looking at it to clear it, not even investing in it. So they're not going to spend that much time on it. No curse words, nothing crazy. It's a nice condo on the beach. You're talking about some type of new crypto coin, whatever. Yeah. Just
click on the link and click on it from there. Yeah. But YouTube, I mean, this to me is a slippery slope simply because we've seen this with people who have websites and people upload stuff to the website, and then the people who created the website get in trouble. Silk Road 2.0. I mean, you can go down a whole list of a bunch of different places, and YouTube is no different simply because over the years they've had this happen. I mean, it even states in this article how Joe Rogan talks about, if you know Joe Rogan, popular podcaster, stand-up comedian, he actually comments on how YouTube demonetizes certain videos. And they literally don't tell you. They just do it, and then you find out later, oh yeah, this is illegal.
Check that Creator Studio, people.
And exactly. Then it's over from there. And if you got burned by Bitconnect, trust me, they're messing up everybody. It's sort of mini Mount Gox.
I was just about to say that.
In the news. Bitconnect's gonna be around in the news because you're gonna keep seeing lawsuits and
lawsuits gonna roll out for the next 5 or 10 years on this.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're gonna see a good amount of stuff come out of this Bitconnect.
People gonna wake up mad when they like, no, I'm just gonna sue Bitconnect. I don't got nothing else to do.
I know. Right? What's up, Tim? How you doing?
Torrance J playlist, great point. Said YouTube isn't protecting nobody.
No.
Oh, Fed the Realtor said we've seen others do less and go to jail though. And that's the truth behind it. That's the corrupt part we talk about, the immoral part we talk about, where we do need to press our governments on this. Is that you're seeing people do a lot less and go to jail.
Oh man,
because it is arbitrary. And again, it's one of those things where you can try to sue YouTube all you want. Google's their parent, and they can go to bat with whatever law firm out there, especially for something like this. I mean, they're not going to win this.
Backed by Google, come on, man.
If they're lucky, then YouTube will just settle and say whatever, and then they'll put in the settlement, hey, we can't be resued for this. So these 6 people can get everybody's money, and then y'all can figure it out with those guys. So you better hope they don't do that either. That won't even be good. Let's see. Yep, YouTube even licenses music when you upload it now, so artists get paid. That's right.
Oh man, yeah, those algorithms. They didn't pay millions for those algorithms to not use them. So that's why we say if they do find something or they take stuff down, they have to manually review it. It's gonna take some time. So
looks like Chats Decentralized says he also has a $50,000 cash or Bitcoin reward for any information about who hacked them. More applicable locally, but yes, $50,000 if the person gives the password to the account I locked them out of. So if you know anybody who ganged up on Chats Decentralized, here's a $50K reward. Turn them in.
Crypto bounty.
Right. Kashta Tariq said, what do we think of the movement to make ICOs tokenized securities? Some, of course, I don't agree with it. I think ICOing was one of the most brilliant ideals we've had in the last
of all investment history.
Right, of all investment history, really, yeah. I think it was a beautiful ideal left untouched. The fact that anyone around the world, scam or not, or real or not, can come up with an ideal. I don't care how far-fetched it is. And if people around the world believe in it, then anyone can invest in it. I believe in that ideal. That is what real freedom is. And I think trying to securitize it or turn into ICO and all that type of stuff, I think that is illegal again. It's corrupt. And the only people who want it are the people who can't play. It's the people who can't play in the wild. They can't hunt on their own. If you notice, it's all, and again, we don't talk about age here. We talk about mentality. But by and large, because I met younger people with the same mentality, but by and large, these people who work for these big institutions already, who already have money, who have already are just straight up sheep, been fed the script and they believe it. Those are the people who are ICOs, tokenized securities, because they know if they keep it, if it's unregistered and they have to do their own research and they have to get down and dirty in the weeds and learn about all this stuff, they will fail against younger people who are just sharper than them. They don't want that. They want their help from the little nanny parent, from Big Daddy government. Oh, yeah. So they want that to become a security. Every time, I swear, it's always like a 45-plus-year-old old dude who's telling me, again, I know that's not old people. I'm talking about mentally. But it's telling me why more regulations is better than why securities would do this and stuff. And I had this young lady who worked at like JP Morgan or something, the investment side, or Goldman Sachs, excuse me, the investment side, tell me the same thing. So it's not like just one subset of people, but just in general, I hate hearing it because they sound so corny. I mean, we need the government to regulate it. We needed the security. It's like, you don't need any of that. Yeah, exactly. It works. It's already shown to work on its own. There are good projects that were ICO'd and work. Just because you invested in a bad project doesn't mean the whole process is off.
Yeah, I mean, most of the time, you think about it, most referees can't play the sport they ref. So with these regulators,
that's pretty funny.
With these regulators, they're looking at a sport or they're looking at ICO, something they can't get involved in, and they're just trying to regulate it from the sidelines because they can't actually get involved. So with ICOs, the reason I think most people always in the news, they try and throw in the big money, institutional money. We need this for institutional money. Let me tell you something. There's institutional money already in the space. They already have been working, and the institutional money they say is going to flow into the market. That's based more on ETFs. That's based more on the stock options type of trading that they're trying to do, futures, things of that nature. It has to be a totally different. This is what I'm thinking. They're pretty lazy because they keep Howey test as the barometer. There has to be a new way to classify tokenized ICOs. It's just you just have to come up with new stuff, and I don't think they want to sit around and actually brainstorm a new way to regulate it or to use it. In my personal experience, most people who work in high level jobs don't want to do anything new. So this isn't surprising. It's more it's just disheartening.
And here's the flip side. And Kasha making a great point. Kasha said they're 49. Again, you're 24 mentally. We're talking about mental age. But no, they said that they have more regulations couldn't add potential Bitcoin money, kind of like Bitcoins. They said. And another thing with that is, while of course big money into the space is good, it's going to happen eventually. Again, one Bitcoin still equals one Bitcoin. So there's already big money in the crypto. It's just that more people haven't adopted it on the outside to actually trade and use with it. But one Bitcoin is one Bitcoin. It'll take time. And if new money means it's going to be a list of rules and regulations to go along with it, now I'd rather not have new money. I mean, we can keep the technology the same. It's only 9 years, 10 years in. 9 years in. Is it 10 years officially? 2008, 2009. 9 years in. And I mean, it's going to take a little bit more time. But again, big money means it comes with a list of demands, like a terrorist organization would, or
you want
then
us?
I'm cool.
We're good on that.
That's what we're trying to escape from. We're trying to show people by using things like crypto, you can lead a private life, individual life. People are not going to become criminals and break laws. They're still going to do the right thing. Still altruistic. You give money, you donate crypto 24/7, and you can live your life without this big government overreaching and just on top of every little thing you do.
And I think a good example of that was the other day driving around and the lights went out. We were driving.
Oh, right.
Everybody made it just fine. And I've been in, I think, 3 of those out here in California where the lights have went out and people were going through just fine. Now, does it prevent everything that can happen wrong? No, but it just goes to show that people aren't that dumb. It wasn't like it's going to be a 50-car pileup in the middle of the thing. So, just regulation-wise, you can't really tell people not to do something because their security. So
right. All right, last few stories. Czech firm reveals $100 million venture fund for Israeli startups with emphasis on blockchain. Again, the title says it all. This is the big story. Investment banking firm Benson Oak revealed. This is a Czech firm. Called Benson Oak.
I know.
You guys are good.
Czech headquartered.
All right. Investment banking firm Benson. What was the one the old boy did? Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh man.
Stratton Oakmont. That's why that sounds like to me. That's why I'm like, all right, this is a Czech firm. This is a very common name. But investment banking firm Benson Oak revealed it will pump around $100 million into Israel-based startups with an emphasis on blockchain. Local Israeli news outlet, the Jerusalem Post, reported. Again, not sure this is true, of course, because the way they threw blockchain in it. But if it is, it's really, I mean, that's really good. Another $100 million. Here go your big money right there, people.
Yeah, and I mean, people think big money isn't coming. I mean, we've been seeing $100, $200 million investments all over the place. It's just they're into businesses and not into actual crypto, because these businesses are going to basically end up using these tokens. So
I was going to say that's a good thing, though. The more businesses that invest in, the more that will actually use the tokens.
Oh yeah, and I mean, they've raised over $5 billion since 2003. Good gracious. Wow. But I think this is the first time they've ever put an actual focus on blockchain technology, which is becoming more popular everywhere around the world. So everybody's throwing money at it right now. Get in where you fit in, and we'll see how it goes with Israeli startups.
Right.
I mean, 100 million you should have a good enough start from there. So
let's see. FedEx Institute partners with pharmacy to use blockchain for cancer medicine distribution. Oh, what's going on with FedEx and cancer medicine? How about we do cancer cures? We know you all know the people who know it.
Exactly. Basically, they want to have a safe and secure immutable ledger, the blockchain, which allows for safe distribution of medical information, which to me is one of the top 5 best use cases for blockchain, because that is one of the industries where we've seen the exploitation run rampant in the pharmaceutical industry, and the ability to track something from when it was created to when it hits the actual store or when the person gets it is invaluable, because you don't know where some of this stuff comes. You get fake meds all the time.
I was about to say, it needs to be a decentralized blockchain.
You get meds that are priced out of the stratosphere simply because they can do it. But if you have blockchain technology and people are like, well, we can just track it. It doesn't cost that much. We saw, we can basically see. Then you start to see one of the best use cases in FedEx. They look like they're getting in on it. They have a lot of the infrastructure available to use blockchain in their own logistics, their own delivery service. So they actually joined the Transport Alliance, and they're going to do what they have to do with the blockchain technology. And most of the stuff we got to wait and see. We can't make any assumptions of how it'll work, because we've seen like R3, they went away. We've seen a few blockchain alliances. They started and then they realized what they were up against, and then they were like, "Yeah, man, I'd rather just chill."
What I really like about this, though, this can change the game on medicine, and it literally can destroy. You talk about these pharmaceutical companies, or some of these companies that work multi-billions and almost trillions of dollars. We're talking about the Johnson & Johnsons, some of these other ones who are big. Some people don't consider them morally good because they have products. If you see some of these companies, pharmaceutical products, it's like might cause depression, suicide, or even death. And all these bad, list goes on. They get sued all the time. And all they do when they get sued is that they make more of the same product and sell it at a fast rate to make up for the lawsuit, because they usually put in clauses in the lawsuit that, hey, we can't get resued for this. So they continue selling the same bad product. And there's a few companies I can name out right now. You can check out the ovarian cancer when it comes to talcum powder, hernia mesh, IVC filters for women. I've worked in this space before, so I know about it. But the interesting thing about being able to put your medicine on blockchain and track it from inception to the time is with the customer, you can literally track the price. Talk about the price point. You can track the price or the amount of money it takes to make that medicine, and literally just see what the markup is. You can from the moment it's created, it is entered the blockchain, to the time you get it, you can say, why am I paying $500 for a $4 pill?
And don't let them fool you. If you can't view that ledger and you can't see that happening, that is a database, and they just tricked you into basically, we have a private database and we're gonna sell it. We're gonna sell it. So don't get tricked into that. If it's truly blockchain, you'll be able to see everything going on, full transparency. But we'll see, because I just don't see that happening overnight. But we'll see. Maybe forced on them at some point.
All right, and last but not least, crypto bounty hunting is becoming a high-tech way out of poverty.
Nice.
Again, it kind of goes along with the movie I just talked about, Ready Player One. If you haven't seen it, it's about a virtual reality simulator that people actually just basically spend all their time in. So basically like being online, except it's a video game, wherever. So you're online 24/7. And during the movie, they're looking for these eggs, these bounties, these eggs that all these bounty hunters look for. Because if you get all the eggs, or you get the main Easter egg in the game, then you control the entire universe of the virtual game. Similar to what people are trying to do in the crypto space, by figuring out codes and algorithmic hashing rates and how to take it over, right? But of course, one thing that happened in the movie and that happens in real life is the bounty hunting. We talk about different projects who literally, while it wasn't a big number considering how much money they made, but the latest project to do it was the multi-billion-dollar one that was giving out $10,000 per exploit.
EOS.
EOS just gave it out. One guy made $120,000, in about 3 or 4 days of just straight bounty hunting different exploits. So now they're saying crypto bounty hunting is becoming a high-tech way out of poverty, which we believe is also true. And it looks like there's one guy, Crypto Sholin, before he became popular in the heat of Central Africa, worked a 9-to-5 job as a chipper, it looks like. He jumped on the crypto train, started hacking, or not hacking, but finding exploits and finding bounties. And he said he was able to escape poverty from it. So that's pretty cool.
That's a great story as far as how it happened too, because we always encourage people that if you're in the crypto space, simply wearing a t-shirt or wearing a hat or saying the words Bitcoin can open up a whole avenue of possibilities, because this guy actually saw somebody with a whole t-shirt and he was like, that's weird. It's spelled weird. Right. And he told him, this is what crypto is based on crypto. And then this guy took it upon himself. Didn't even have a computer. He went to an internet cafe and researched it himself. Grinded. Now he uses something called Bounty 0x.
Bounty 0x.
Which, Bounty 0x, if you haven't checked it out, definitely a unique platform where they have bounties for almost every cryptocurrency, Ethereum, and a lot of lesser known ones, and they pay you in crypto, which is, if you're a coder, developer, somebody, if you've been to hackathons, full stack, whatever, this is one of those micro task platforms that you can actually get paid. It's proven. And this guy's no different. So it's good to see. We always say if you're in the crypto market, just a t-shirt at shopkrbcrypto.com, or a hat, or just mentioning Bitcoin anywhere you go, you could spark a revolution basically, because this bounty hunting is a whole industry now.
It's an industry.
It's $1 billion industry just from crypto.
And you haven't even heard the mainstream news report about it. You talk about new jobs, so people don't even talk about this. One of the things with the District 0x, it says specifically thrives on the non-developer based bounty. So if you're like me and you only know the basics, not even the basics, you kind of look at something and say, yeah, that's code. I have no reason to be around this, this development stuff. Then you can get on this, and it shows that since the platform has been created, more than 30,000 active bounty hunters are on there. So there's 30,000 other active bounty hunters. As Bitcoins, they said this is a new industry, or $1 billion one as of now. And this is just a non-development side. You're not even talking about the developer side bounties you can find.
In-house bounties.
In-house. And some of these non-developers, if you want to idea, okay, what is this bounty? What's a non-developer bounty for those who are listening to our podcast or watching this? Non-developer bounty, for example, a new project launches. They say, hey, we want you to, we're giving out however many different coins for our Twitter bounty. On Twitter, it's just add us and say something about our company. It can be good or bad. Add us and say something. We'll give you 10 coins. Add us on Facebook and then share this post. We'll give you 30 coins. Those are bounties. So
there are 10 transactions. Tell us the speed of each.
Yeah, it tells the speed of each transaction. Exactly. So as projects start to do that, and of course, the biggest bounty out there in the cryptoverse or the crypto community in general, is the Bitcoin bounty. It's the Bitcoin bounty on the blockchain. One of the original ones is still there. I think it's worth upwards of $10 million at least or something now. And that's basically, if you can hack the Bitcoin blockchain, there's a bounty on that. It's about $10 million. It belongs to anyone in the world who can get it. So these bounties are, they're real things. They're a real industry. And again, shout out to that movie, because that was the movie was about. It was bounty hunters on there looking for this digital Easter egg, and that's what they're doing in the real world crypto space. So I'm glad to see it was able to bring someone out of poverty and they make a story out of it. This is the stuff that will be in the movie one day.
This is definitely changing people's lives. If you think it's just for American people or rich people or whatnot, you are sadly mistaken. There are people making way more money than they have before in an industry that is a low barrier of entry. So we always good to see that.
Right. All right. Other than that, what are we doing for the free Bitcoin today? And we have some questions too. So we'll get to the questions rather than free Bitcoin.
So for the free Bitcoin today, continuing with the bounty conversation, if you could do a bounty for any project, which one would it be? why, let us know. And if you visit Bounty 0x, you may be able to find one for that project. So make that comment, put that public address. We'll send the free Satoshis.
All right. Alpha Robin said, what is this Bitcoin Mario t-shirt on your website?
Oh, yeah. New t-shirts coming up all week. We'll be adding them. If you saw it this weekend, we're in the middle of development. So it's actually, like I said, we're in the middle of adding them. So you'll see them popping up this week. However, they'll be ready when we tell you they are ready. Right now, it's just
very soon.
Very soon. So
we're getting more shirts. You all say you want new stuff. We're gonna put it on there.
Oh yeah.
And then also any newsletters bundles coming up this month for the last 6 months. Well, the bundle we have out is for the last few months when we began. But we are putting out another newsletter. When's the next one come out?
So the next one comes out next week.
Next week.
Yep.
So there'll be more emails to come
next Monday. Yep.
Ball and chain. Jack Black up in here said, lending to yourself isn't what the government wants for its people. Exactly. That's one thing. Is actually Bitcoin Zay has hard to pun, and I definitely in unison with him. Is that lending? It's going to be very big in this space today. You don't even have to be a big multi-billion-dollar Bitcoin lender. You can have $10,000 worth of Bitcoin and you can lend it. Eventually. So we think that would be big. Okay. Thanks, Madam Crypto. It looks like she answered the Cash App questions. And we still have we have the video for it. So we'll put out this little short and show you how to use it. So we'll put that out.
Oh, yeah.
How many of these white shirts do I have? I have about 3 or 4, but I don't use them all, people. I usually rotate these because I'm not here to impress anybody. Here to get the job done, look crisp every morning for you all. Oh yeah. And I only wear this shirt.
Trademark.
I wear this shirt like 30 minutes for the show. But I take it off and I wash it once or twice a week. But I have many white shirts. If you ever see me out, that's pretty fun. It's like I'm the guy off of the Matrix.
I know, right? Yeah.
With the white suit.
Mr. Smith.
I'm Mr. Smith. I never run out of these shirts.
Mr. Smith of Crypto.
All right, I'm Mr. Smith of Crypto. That was pretty funny. Everybody liked that white shirt question. All right. Other than that, again, people, we'll put in the notes section. It's going to take some time for the stream to end and process, but in about 30 minutes or so, we'll put our CryptoCon discount code on there. We'll be pressing that every day into October. Again, a lot of the general admission tickets are sold out. They have some left, but our discount code, I believe, allows you for a $250 discount on there. We'll be there as well. Of course, we're an affiliate marketer to that, so full disclosure is not like, I hope you understand that. But it still should be a good deal. I think they got over 1,000 people going right now. You can look at the website, World CryptoCon. Again, we'll put in our notes. There's a ton of YouTubers going, so all your favorite influencers, as well as some of the people you might want to talk to in the crypto space. We'll be there, and we'll just be doing interviews nonstop, probably for about 3 days straight on everyone in the space that you want to talk to. And we are going to ask those tough questions if they're deserving of them. So,
and if you have a cartoon Avi on Twitter, we got some definitely interesting questions to ask you. That's all I got to say.
Here we go. All right. Other than that, you all have a happy Monday. We'll see you later on this week. I'll be in and out on some business, but Bitcoin Zay is going to definitely be holding it down. Again, it is a you typing in? Okay.
Yep, World Crypto.
Bitcoin Zay is typing in. And we'll talk to you all soon.
Oh, yeah. You all have a good one.
All right. Cheers. All right.